Is like I've always really been a boxer in a wrestler's body. That's really been my thing the whole time. I've always wanted to box. So this is just my chance to go out there, have fun, be free, and just let these hands go.
So why choose this guy to fight, and why not continue to box in the boxing game?
I never said that. I am going to continue to box in the boxing game. It's never been a one-off thing. I was going to box before I even had this opportunity. Me and my manager, we had already been talking about being a pure free agent and really going and fighting wherever I wanted to, when I wanted to. Not because I own the belt and they need to fill a pay-per-view on a day. Now I gotta fight, injured, ready, not ready, depressed, no matter what, you gotta fucking fight. You gotta defend a strap. There's only so many champions and so many pay-per-view dates, and all of them either have a strap or a 5-round fight, right or wrong. So there's been times I've fought injured. I can't remember the last time I was really healthy going into the fight, mentally, physically, and just in a mental state to really go out there and fight with all the bullshit, all the politics. This is a whole new breath of air for me. Like, I'm excited. Like, it's so positive. And yeah, of course, I'm getting a lot of positive feedback from the fans. You know, I went from an image and something that was painted and portrayed about me that, you know, a couple times people point out, no, that's not a real, you know, assessment of who Tyron Woodley is. And now it's a completely flip of the coin. So I'm not getting too caught up in that either, because in 5 minutes people can say you the worst person on earth, but at the end of the day, I'm happy and I'm free. And I feel like if you saw me do work when I was just trying to prove people wrong, imagine what it's going to look like when I'm enjoying myself, when I don't have to cut that 25, 35 pounds to make weight, and I can just go out there and be strong and free.
Tyron, we've heard you refer to Jake as a culture vulture, and that came up again when you guys were talking up there. You were talking about culture and how you're about the culture and you're questioning this neighborhood.
I am the culture.
What is it about? Can you elaborate on what that means, and what is it? How does that apply to Jake?
A culture vulture is someone that basically takes from the culture and the style and the swag and the look and the language and the appeal and the dress and the attire and the drive and the whip and the drip without giving credit to it. I am culture. People rap about what I live. I'm from the murder capital of the world. People rap about the stuff I've seen, the things I've experienced. I've been broke, I've been evicted from my house, I've been rich, I bought houses in cash, I've done all of it. But at the end of the day, I can do music because it's an expression. I can be 55 years old. How you gonna tell me I haven't been in VIP in the club? How you gonna tell me I haven't bought exotic cars or been evicted or been gangbanged or seen people die? Like, I've seen all of it. So for me, I feel like you look at the way he dressed. Like, my brand now is plain Jane. You're not finna see me with a whole bunch of boogers on a necklace and bust down. Like, why? My kid, you see all these rappers with the money up to their face? You're gonna see stocks. Axia, by the way, go and check that out. You're gonna see stocks, Bitcoin, crypto, real estate. My kids are my biggest flex. I love that you brought that up. My son's a 4.0 student getting recruited by Yale, Division I prospect. My daughter's a freaking phenomenal artist. She's T-Pain Jr. She blow your mind at 6 years old on auto-tunes. My son's a select soccer player. All my kids are amazing in school, straight A students. They respectful. They not in the situation I grew up in, but I grew up in a situation of love, support. But they grew up in a situation where they didn't have to want for anything. And they still got the humility, and they're still appreciative. So they my biggest flex. You know?
And you just feel like Jake has had a lot of things handed to him then?
No, I don't. To be honest, can I be real with you? It sounds good. I can tell you this is what you want to hear. Maybe not you, but in general. Oh, he's just been spoon-fed, and Jake ain't never did nothing. Jake's an athlete. They wrestled in Ohio. His brother placed in state. That's not easy. Ohio is the 4th or 5th best. I recruited. I was a wrestling coach. We go in PA first, then we go in New York, then we go in California, and Ohio is right in there with New Jersey. So to place in that and go wrestle Division I, don't let the smooth taste fool you. Don't let the Disney and the vlogger and I'm just bucket listing. Yeah, he's an athlete and he's really trying to go out there and fight without the pressure by minimizing what he's doing and how he's preparing until we get into the press conference. On the internet, he's like, oh, I'm going to knock out the 5-time champion. Now he's giving me the credit. Side by side, I'm washed up and I'm old, but I'm still faster. I'm still stronger, and I've been hit with everything you can get hit with. And I've also put a lot of people down, world-class Hall of Famers. Not just, I'm not going to discredit anybody, but let's be real. Ben is my dog, one of my good friends. I was there in that place. How many of you guys seen Ben knock somebody down in MMA? How many times have you seen Ben Askren tell you guys that his plan is to knock you out? No, his plan was to wear you out, drain you, make you miss every punch you threw, grab you, put you on the ground, submit you, or punch you out to where you couldn't even breathe. Now, I've wrestled with him. He's the only one that can get me tired to the point where I'm like, start questioning your conditioning. That was his recipe. He was always that way. In college, he wasn't the fastest wrestler. I was his teammate for 2 years. I was his coach for 2 years. His game plan was Tyron. Everybody gonna get to my legs. I was not born fast. But when they get there, they're gonna find out what it is. And he created a style of scrambling. So
what is the most that you want to achieve in this, beyond all this?
yeah, I'm in boxing now. This ain't a OG. I want to tell you something because you keep asking me the same question. I'm here. And you gonna have this microphone by my face a lot because I ain't going nowhere. And I'm gonna be fighting your real boxers, and they're gonna have a problem to deal with, and it's gonna be me.
Well, at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, I'm in boxing right now.
Okay.
He my first opponent. This is my first. This is your and everybody else's first chance to watch me box.
How's it been working with Eric Brown?
Eric Brown's, I've been working with him since 2008. He was the first one to give me a chance. I had guys in St. Louis, Missouri that was training, world champion boxers there. St. Louis is a big boxing city, but they wouldn't give me the time of day because MMA fighters weren't getting work from boxing coaches. They really didn't take us serious. They saw us as, look like a bar fighter, everybody swinging all crazy, but he took the time. He was training Kid Chocolate in the beginning. He was training Paulie Maggiano, all these guys, but he really gave me the time, and attention. Since 2008, we trained yesterday. So he'll be there, he'll be in a place to be. Now I come into his world. He said, hey, I've been telling you this for years. Now I gotta hold you to it. Your stance, switch it, hands, here, move, there. No, that punch, like what I like is coaches know me and know what I'm capable of. Even on a bag, they won't even let me throw a light punch on the bag. He said that wouldn't have did nothing to anybody. I would laugh at that punch. Put something on it, put your hips on it, turn over and squat your legs down. This ain't a joke. This was for real.
And I saw you in there with the legend, James Toney, yesterday as well.
Yeah.
Any pointers did he give you yesterday at
For sure.
at the gym?
James Toney, I've been in there with him a lot, but this was the first time, and it's just a respect level of the boxing community. He said, Coach. He called him Uncle. He called Eric Brown Uncle. He said, Uncle, you mind if I tell Champ something? He said, yeah. And then Eric said, Tyron. Champ, what we call it, so many people, Zab Zuda in there, James Toney, Eric Brown. He said, Champ, you mind if you tell me something? For 100%, the original shell roller, for sure. And he showed me, I'm not gonna tell you what he told me, but it was something so small, but it's so impactful. If I can turn back the hands of time and add that to my MMA deal, I'd have been knocking people out with jabs. And this boxing is not about, that's why they call it the sweet science. They didn't say it's the most complex science. Sometimes it's very simple. In MMA, we waste a lot of energy. And we do a lot of motion for what? What are we doing with it? How did that set my opponent up? How did it put me in position? Can I punch? Anytime coach says stop, wherever I'm at, I'm supposed to be able to throw my best shot as hard as I can.
What's the difference between a UFC training camp and a boxing training camp?
UFC training camp, the boxing component of the training camp was geared towards MMA. Coaches knew the different disciplines. They knew the wrestling that could come forward. They knew the checking the leg kicks. They knew the position that you wanted to get in, and it allowed you to be square. It allowed you to have your feet pointed this way because you had to defend leg kicks. But boxing, I feel like, is almost like you would never take a butter knife and try to slice through the butter with the Y way, right? You would take this way, and it's the same thing with boxing. Everything's come off being sharp and angular. So for me, years of wrestling, years of MMA, that's been the biggest adjustment. And when I'm in that position, when I'm in that stance, I feel good, I feel sharp, everything's cracking, my defense is tight, and we just fishing the small things. It's about the inches, man. We're not trying to run a mediocre marathon. Just throw a zillion punches, and the coach is bringing the mitt all the way to you, and you barely do anything. No, stretch that motherfucker out. You're not sharp. I got to put a hand on it from a distance.